TuneVibeBlog.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same place I'm running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing. 1 hour time, yo.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now. Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if I he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Logan Hour. Don't got distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy? So today, Papi was telling me that something? I want to look for Logan Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about Logan Hour.
My daughter? Ha, that ain't there. Don't say I'll tell you. Bye.
All right. Welcome again to the Logan's Hour. Today promised to be a very great edition. Today we have with us Mr. Thomas Fallah. To those of you following us for the first time, we want to say welcome. Thank you for joining us again. Today promised to be a very great show. And I promise that today conversation going to be very interactive. So tell somebody to tell somebody that Mr. Thomas Ochukwu, representative aspirant of district number 12, is our guest today on the Logan's Hour. And I can see my people will be popping in shortly. But for some of you who already on the show, all you can do is share with somebody who is not on the show right now. Tell them that Logan Hours is on and we are ready to talk to the representative aspiring. And for some of you who wanted to ask more questions, some of you who have interest in district number 12, uh, Montserrado County, you have one of your brother who is asking the people of Liberia to think and look in a different direction. And Mr. Thomas Ochukwu today will be here to tell us some of the reasons why he feels that he's best suited for that job and why the people of district number 12 should replace him or should replace Mr. George B.N. Summer and with Mr. Thomas Ochukwu. So today is a perfect opportunity for some of you who have lived in that district, have family members in that district, and whether you have interest or not, Liberia matters to every one of us. So today will be very fascinating. I see somebody already have your comment here. Say I'm following from my prayer poll. As usual, hope the representative aspirant will be prepared to answer my questions. Yes, you can ask all of your questions. The representative aspirant is here to answer your question. I believe before he got even to even think about running, he knew everything, the problems that people are confronted with, and how can he help to solve those problems. So the representative aspiring will be here to answer your question. So we will be jumping to the conversation shortly, but before we jump into the conversation, let's play some of our promotion here, and we will be right back. Thank you.
Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis. Are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that V girl is sexy.
All right, tell Maria that V Gertie sent you, David Gertie sent you. So for those of you who just come into the Liberian community, they don't know what's happening. On Thursday, next Thursday, on the 12th of March, we will have in studio here with us the chairman of the Council of Petra, Mr. Heron Petro Costa. He's going to be here on the Logan's Hour on Thursday. He's going to be telling us more about himself. And he will be telling us also about his political ambition. Mr. Heron Costa, he's a senatorial aspirant, wanting to unseat Mr. Sir Joseph in the senatorial election come 2023 of October. So Mr. Costa will be here, and Mr. Costa will be telling us more about his role in the Liberian politics and his inspiration, his motivation, what have kept him through all along. He's been this lonely voice in the wilderness, crying for justice, crying for Liberia to be a better place. So he will talk to us more, what have been keeping him all through. And don't forget again, if you have never followed us, we're talking about the graduation party of Angel Gibson. It's going to be on May 13, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. The address is 6911 Madeline Drive, Canby, Indiana, 46113. So get ready for that. And don't forget. So today, We going to also tell you to not forget about our sister Dede Baby Shower. Dede Baby Shower is coming up. It's going to be on April the 22nd at 3 o'clock p.m. So get ready. It's 360 Even Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46222. So for those of you who just joined us for the first time, we want to say welcome to the Logan's Hour. And those of you who have been following us here, I want to say also thank you for always joining us. And today, we know some of our people will join us, and some of them will follow us secretly. I see a lot of people already following here secretly on my other device yet. And but those of you who following secretly as well, I want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us. Today is about Liberia. Today we're talking about issues confronting the people of Liberia and how can we fix some of those issues. And luckily for us, we have one of our own dear brother and friend, Mr. Thomas Ochukwu. He will be here, and strictly we'll be talking about the people of district number 12. Oh, you know, number 12, number my heart. So if you want to deal with District 12 situation today, come on the show and ask a question to Mr. Thomas Ochukwu. He will be here and willing to answer all of your questions as those questions unfold. So I can rest assure you, get ready. Mr. Thomas Ochukwu will be here to answer all of your questions. So we will have fun here today. It's going to be very interactive. We look forward to your contribution on the show today as well. So we will be right back, and when we come back, we will go into the show. So some of you who waiting normally come on the show by 6:30, 6:25. Trust me, if you come late, you're going to miss some of the ingredients. You're going to miss most of the important part of the show. But those of you who following us on YouTube, we want to say thank you too. We normally don't see you on the live program, except you make comment on the YouTube before we'll be able to highlight your comment. So if you make any comment on the YouTube, as you're following us currently, then we'll highlight your comment as well. But if you follow us on the YouTube and do not make any comment on the YouTube, or you didn't say anything, maybe you could just say I'm watching, then we can highlight your comment to shows that you're watching us on YouTube as well. So we want to say again, thank you for if you join us on YouTube. Thank you as well for joining us on YouTube. So we will be right back. And when we come back, we're going to go straight into today's interview. Thank you.
In atunesbread.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you're running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same place I'm running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter? Guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing. 1 hour time,
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now. Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
It's easy. Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour.
Okay, easy. Go to Facebook, subscribe to Logan's Hour. Go to YouTube, subscribe to Logan's Hour. And those of you following us on YouTube, want to say thank you for following us. And those of you who following us on Facebook as well, want to say thank you for following us. So some of you will join later. Some of you who following from other group chats and never click on and just watching on Facebook as usual. If you're just scrolling with your phone, you see some show, you just keep watching. That's also, we respect you. But we want to say, if you want to participate on this topic tonight, you can also ask your question. That will be Healthy, the incoming lawmaker here. We'd love to answer any question you have for him tonight. So it will be a very great thing to listen to Mr. Thomas Ochukwu, Representative Aspirant District Number 12, Montserrado County. We want to replace Representative George B.N. Sama. So Representative George B.N. Sama is the current representative of District Number 12. And when we talk about District Number 12 in Montserrado County, those of you who have lived in any of these places, so we're talking about the district covers, I think, 8 or 10 communities. And those communities we're talking about the Ghanarsville. Some of you who are living in Ghanarsville Township, Chicken Soup Factory, Shoe Factory, Stephen Tubber Estate, Riverview, MTA, Keseli Boulevard, Mangrove Swamp Island, and the JJY community, even as well as the Johnsonville. So some of you who in Johnsonville community as well, Bannersville Township, all is on this district number 12. So we're going to have Mr. Thomas Ochukwu tell you more about district number 12. I think if you remember the 2017 census, I remember if they when that first report came out after the election, they said that the electorates in district number 12, they were like 46,313 people at the time. So I think the number has increased. And I think a lot of new people have joined as well. And this current census, I don't know if they were going by district to tell us how many people from a Pacific district, but Mr. Simon today will be here. And before we go to Mr. Simon, I see some of our people who have joined us here. I see my sister Cash Flow. I see my brother Arvin Sabangida, the president of the Indiana Young Men Association. I see my princess, Logan Hours princess, Tutu McCarthy here. I see my own mother-in-law, my Vera Hamu here. Oh, my brother Emil Liner. Emil, how are you, my dear brother? Yeah, and John Sansin, I see my Mato Do, every one of them here today. So I want to say thank you to those of you who have joined us. And those of you who will come later on, want to also say thank you as well. So first of all, before we would just go ahead and bring our brother in studio while the conversation is going on, some of you who live in district number 12 and would love to ask more questions about district number 12, you can also post a question in the comment section, or 30 minutes to the end of the program, we will also give you the opportunity to call in and ask a question. So we want to say thank you for joining us today, and thanks for always being here as the conversation unfolds. Let's make it more interactive, and let's have a better conversation with our brother today, Mr. Thomas Ochukwu. So we're going to bring our brother in right now. My dear brother.
How you doing? Fellow Logan? How you doing? How's everything, brother?
Man, okay. I'm doing so very well. Thank you today for joining me here on the Logan's Hour.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Philip.
Yeah, a lot of people been reaching out that here would love to hear. And one of those people I know tonight will be Mr. Jan Volula, because he called me and said, "Oh, I would love to ask that man more question because I think I have family people in that area too." So that'll be an awesome thing today for you to answer some of the questions from the people following us in Liberia and also currently in the United States. And most of these kind of interviews, people watch it after the interview, more people spray around, send it through text messages and say, "Hey, listen to the guy. He tried to be district number 12 representative. What do you make of him?" So today it's a perfect opportunity to have you here. It's an honor to have you here to talk to your people as well and talk to the undecided voter. So today I want to say thank you for joining me on the Logan's Hour, my dear brother.
Thank you very much. What a pleasure.
All right. It's a pleasure being here. So to you people following us up there, I want to say thank you for joining us again. So we have Mr. Thomas Ochukwu here, but for the sake of the conversation, we gave him the opportunity to just formally introduce himself. Then we start to asking some questions at petition number 12. At any time, you can post your question. We'll read your question to him, or you can also wait at least 20 minutes or 30 minutes to the end of the show. You have the opportunity to call in and ask Mr. Thomas Ochukwu the necessary questions you think you'll love for him to answer. So let's go straight into it. So, my dear brother, let's hear from you. Just give us a quick introduction. Who's Mr. Thomas Ochukwu?
Thank you very much, Philip. Once again, I want to say thank you for affording us the opportunity to come on your platform. I've already been one person following you. Before we begin, I just want to say my team and I want to say you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you for your leadership,
Thank you.
especially in your community over in Idihana. So by way of introduction, this is Honorable Thomas Ojuku Fallah. I'm a son of Saul of Liberia, most particular district number 12, born in Ghana's Chickens Factory. I do have a humanitarian foundation serving as the CEO, the Thomas Ojuku Fallah Humanitarian Foundation, been in existence for the last 7 years. Thomas Ojuku Fallah, I'm married, blessed with 2 kids, and I'm just excited. Like I said, I'm a humanitarian who my dream is always giving back to my people. And that's why currently I'm making sure that I work in that direction in restoring hope to our people. So again, I believe today's show will be very interactive, and I'm waiting for all the questions, and I would love for folks to come over so we can just talk. Because once it's come to Liberia, especially district number 12, I'm charged to give my all best so that we all can flow in that direction. In Philip, I'm waiting. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. So just the way you did your intro, so straight to the point. And I know people following us, and I know people in Liberia, they would love to hear from the lawmakers. Moreover, time have involved. This our time. People can just send you WhatsApp message and capture the identical portion they want you to hear and say, hey, listen, your lawmaker saying this, and what do you make of this? So now let's go to Mr. Thomas Ojuku Fallah. Now we see you want to step in the race, and normally the ordinary Liberian Joe Blow can call it the Molly water, And a lot of people following us here, they know normally when we have these kind of or people who want to go into a higher office, the first question that runs to mind is why Mr. Thomas Ojuku Fallah wants to become lawmaker of district number 12. Why not other district or behave like Edwin Snow and go to the rural side that he feel that he can have more influence over the common people and win this election instead of Montserrado? Why Mr. Thomas Ojuku Fallah? Why are you running in district number 12?
Thank you very much. That's a great question. One of the reasons I'm running in district number 12 of Montserrado, because I'm part of district number 12, and I understand the political geography of that particular district. Like I said, it's a district I was born in, I understand. And also seeing where I'm from, my district, our district have been abandoned for so long. Our people have deemed it necessary and see the kind of leadership starting us. And that's why we have been endorsed by a lot of local organizations, the women group and relation groups. So one of the more important things that motivated me to take this challenge is I've seen right now with my interaction with our people, my people are called upon us for us to lead. You've got to understand that if district number 12 can be transformed, the only alternative right now is Honorable Thomas Ojuku Fallah, because I understand that district and I believe I have a great plan, we have a great visions, and we can move to make sure our district forge ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Fallah. So you are the alternative, as he stated. And somebody following us here might say that Mr. Thomas Ojuku Fallah probably might be new into the district. What do you say to that person?
Oh, absolutely. I would say that's wrong, because it's a district I've witnessed a couple of elections, and I will just give you a background. Normally, district at a time you were just talking about, and I was following you were right when you said it was around 8 or 10, of course.
Yeah.
2005, and you remember when the list of the Honorable, he said by that time, Dave Kuman, ago. So right now, as we speak in that district, have 17 communities. Just
wow.
How large it is. And yes, of course, the last election was like close to 47,000, but now that number have trickled. So one of the reasons I want to, because of that district, I went to school in that district, graduated from the Allen Mills International, and that school is right at Bonneville Junction. And I actually was born in Chickens Factory, happened to be one of the largest community within district number 12. And me being some of the soul from Lofa County, by the way, Gizi by tribe. And I feel like our district and our community deserve somebody who understands, the little man, Montewa from the side, everybody from the side, what we can unify our people and make it different. And that's why I'm running into this race. And that's why we know come 2023 in October 10, Tim Fallah is doing everything possible. We are preaching our message, and our people is understanding. Our message is resonating. And Fede, I can assure you, right now we are not screened to that district. We are part of that district. And our name is a household name in district number 12.
That's a powerful one. That's a powerful one. I love your courage. But you hail from district number. You got somebody joining us, KB? You got any KB joining us?
Oh yeah.
KB.
KV, yeah. I think what's my KV.
Yeah, I got one KB in my studio here, waiting room. But I don't know if you would love that person to join the conversation.
She's gonna be backstage for now.
Okay, so KB, you can stay in backstage while your incoming lawmaker is on here.
Right.
So my question is, you said you're from the chicken soup factory side, because we know district number 12, according to the 2017 census that were done, I think by the time district 17 had up to after the election, they had about 46,113 people at the time, and the Bannerville, I think Mr. Savannah Spitty following this program right now. I think he's from that belt, the Ghannaville shoe factory, chicken soup factory area, that whole terrain. That's where he probably hailed from, because he once told me that he and his senior brothers at the time, the late Tia faculty, Augustine Yenswa, Louis Brown, those people all came from right around the band stop Ghannaville side there.
Right there,
And
yeah.
you as a young man going back to represent your people, what specifically that you think the people they are lacking that you have that you're going to deliver to the people of Ghana, that the current lawmaker Judge B.N. Summer is not delivering to the people? Why is it? What is it that thing that is burning you that you want to deliver to the people that you are into the race?
Thank you very much. I would say that's a lot, but for the sake of this conversation, and I will keep on setting important issues. Number one, accessibility, right? People might overlook it, Philip, but in the world we live right now, you want to have a lawmaker who is very accessible to his people, because why you are serving for the people. So some of the things our lawmaker in our district is lacking of, you have a representative who since after he won the election, the district has been abandoned. He went over there, he ran during the senatorial election in Lofa County. So you want a representative who will be accessible to the people, and also who would create job opportunity. When you look at our district, right, you can follow the record. It's an industrial area. You have the less of chicken factory, you have mattress factory, you have factory. So these are things, as a lawmaker, it's not only the three cardinal responsibilities, we all understand that, but you want to go extra mile. So what are some of the things I think that set me very unique? Because not only I want to just go over to the capital, but I also want the people present where I can interact with the people on a daily basis. We all can come under the Palawa Hall and we find a resolution, the common ground. How can we bring back job into this district? How our kids in a disadvantage, how our folks over here in our district can benefit from it. So I think that some of the things our district is facing right now, and all these challenges, and I will tell you, with clarity and distinction, our team, we have done our research, and we are ready to work from day one, and that's what we have been doing.
We are ready to work from day one. A lot of people know that's the common slogan for those seeking power. They always say, we are ready from day one. So listen to a few things you said, and key on that I pick up. You talk about accessibility. You, as the leader, if you become the lawmaker for the people, you should be accessible at all times. The people should be able to locate you. The people should be able to reach you, to tell you issues that they have, and how do you solve those problems, or how do you go and add laws that will help them solve some of those problems. And secondly, you talk about creation of jobs. You saw that your people, they are vulnerable, they have no jobs, and you feel for them. That's why you go into this race. But when it comes to job creation, how are you going to create jobs?
Correct. It's very easy. We'll create job with the connection. We'll talk to our international partner, and that's why when you're representing your people, you have to be that leader who have that connection, right? And I can tell you right now, my foundation, Thomas Ojugova Humanitarian Foundation, we have supplied almost the entire community over there in district number 12 for medical supply. How is it happening? It's not rocket science. We are doing all the negotiation, partnering with people over in the diaspora, talking, interceding for our people over there. So we will come over here, we'll set the groundwork, and we'll talk to partners over here to go over there and invest in our community. The matter of fact is, if an organization or business can just go in district number 12, say for example, Philip, build a school over there, build some factory over there, guess what? the resident of district number 12 will benefit from it. So these are our so-called priorities. We just want to sit and depends on national government. We want to make sure we do the connection. And me be having the opportunity to be over in the diaspora all my life. I've been over. That's what I've been doing, creating that platform and that connection to bring investors, to bring business partners and friends and relatives back into that space that will invest in district number 12. That's what we want to do.
Creating jobs. You want to bring your investors and people who you think can create the necessary jobs for the people of district number 12. That's a good one. That's a good one. So those of you following us from district number 12 today, we want to say this is your incoming lawmaker. He's seeking the job. So you can call to ask a question. If you watch this program later on, you can also quiz your lawmaker from this this interview here, because all the public appearances will help you to make informed decisions when you go into the polls to vote come October or November 2023. So Mr. Thomas Chukufala said he will create jobs, and currently his foundation, they are donating a lot of medical supplies in district number 12 and parts of other districts. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing as a young man. So let me ask you this question, because I remember back in those days, specifically, if I can remember the year, I think it was 2013 or 2012, one of them. And I sat with the former representative of Grand Bassa County. He's deceased now. And we had this conversation because when I was coming up, I always thought of Magibi County. I would represent my people one day. And we had a conversation. I was very young when I started to talk about going in the House of Parliament to represent my people. And he said to me, hey, my son, I was there and I got booted up. And I think for you, you're very young to go into the House of Parliament. I think that's job for retired people. And for you, the young person, it's going to give you a little headache because those guys in there, they don't do what you want to do, the kind of change that you are yearning for. Is about majority used to the way things have been since Rock or AJ. And nothing will change. Moreover, if you're not from a specific political party who can sway the decisions of the rest of the other lawmakers, it's going to be a tough thing for you. How connected are you in the House of Parliament if you are successful tomorrow, if you have a bill that you want to have passed? How is your lobbyistic power? How do you go to lobby with your guys to have bills to benefit your people in general? How are you going to do with that?
Oh, of course. And President P, I think it was right when he said it, because some of the things, some of the challenges we're facing in our country, especially Liberia, and that's what we want to change most of the sentimental to make sure that we find a better Liberia. So some of the things I think we would do, given the opportunity to serve our people. Right now, we have already tried to start making a connection with most of our lawmakers. We are friendly with them. We have been interacting. I can name a couple of them. We have good working relationship. So if we have a bill that will make sure our people benefit, especially Liberia as large, some of the things we'll do, some of the mechanisms we'll put in place, talk to our colleagues. Not only we'll just tell them, but you know what, Felix, when you tell them your fellow colleagues some of the things that will benefit, you have to actually give them some sufficient evidence and actually give them the examples. So we will actually kind of give an example with where we live in the diaspora over there and say once it can work over there, it will work over there. Say we're talking something that will benefit education. And like, guess what? You see, youth right now, the next 15, 10 years, these are folks that will be making decisions for our country. So guys, can we all see reason, put aside all bipartisan, can we see reason, how can we invest in the education system? There's not about Thomas Ojukwu, it's not about the other senator or the lawmaker, it's about the people, it's about the youth. So some of the things will be flexible to our people, will communicate to the highest ends in making sure we prove our case. So we're not just going there to be on the radio, to go on talk show. We're going to do the people work. We'll engage in conversation. We'll talk to our colleagues. We'll make sure they understand this, which of course we stand. And guess what? There will be challenges. We're not going to say it will be bread and butter, but the fact of the matter, we are more strong, and we believe in our integrity. We believe in our working. At the end of the day, we will succeed.
That's good. You will succeed. So everybody knows, those of the people who live in Liberia and outside Liberia, they are all aware of the three cardinal functions. Now the lawmaker have added one new one called community engagement or something they can always say. We know the oversight, lawmaking, representation, that's what the lawmakers always say. But when it comes to some of the functions, normally you do not hear anything about it. All they go for is get into House of Parliament, so say all, who are for in favor yea, who all don't say nay. And you going there as this young, vibrant, energetic young man going into the House of Parliament. And if you are successful to take over district number 12, as I stated, that's a whole big area. As you stated, 17 communities. In 2017, it was like 8 communities.
All right.
So now that's going to be a heavy tax. That's going to be a heavy load to carry on your shoulders. I've seen people with all of the great visions go to lead these kind of places, especially the kind of citing where the people do not understand how the normal system works. So for you now as a young person going to district number 12, can you just basically summarize your platform? What are the platforms you are running on? Can you just tell the people how your platform looks like?
Thank you. So before just going to my platform, I would just want to mention one thing concerning some of ourselves, our team.
Mhm.
The first approach we took since we decided to enter this race, right? When you
Mhm.
look at the history of district number 12,
Mhm.
the first team and aspirants to invite the entire 17 community. Sometime last month, we invited all their chairmen, their vice chairmen, the elder council, the DCC. They came to our office and we all sat down and we discussed the way forward. So, me being now a lawmaker right now, having at least I'm blessed with that authority to call people to just come and sit and talk. I think these are some of the things that will help us in the process. And with our platform, it's very simple,
Mhm.
right? We are, like I always tell people, we're from a grassroots movement. I'm a youth. I see my fellow youth, and I see our elder folks, our business women. There are a lot of challenges. But
Mhm.
then we say, folks, look, we cannot do all. But guess what? We want to hit the ground. But in as much we want to hit the ground with type of key important issues for now. And I will re-emphasize on it. The first thing is on our agenda. We want to make sure we strengthen our education systems over in district number 12. Because guess what? 5, 10, 15 years from now, people that will make decisions for our country will all be you. Our old people, they will step aside and give us the opportunity. And with the foundation is not laid for our youth, and it
Mhm.
will have for us. And when we speak about education, folks, some of us in our mind will look at it from a big perspective. And it can be vocational schools, youth empowerment, wherein our girls over there, we can empower them. Some of them can go to a trade school and learn something. You got folks over there because of a financial situation. Some of them, they are not in school, they drop out, and with their age, they don't want to just go sit in a traditional school right now, Fede. So what are some of the things we're thinking about? We want to have at least a trade school, vocational school, where they can come and learn some trades like masonry, like tailoring, other things that would benefit them is on our platform. And we want to make sure our disadvantaged youth is one of my key things, because when I sit and I sometimes see myself in the mirror, and like I just bless God, but I'm not no different from these folks over there. These folks,
Sure.
brother, our sisters, and our aunt. How can we integrate them within society? And some of the things we want to do, we want to create a center where we can bring them back and talk to them and kind of remold their minds and make sure and bring people who will have workshop with them and discuss the importance of life and bring the people back into society. So it all is on our platform. And one of the things, Fede, we are really concerned with our market women. And let me just give a little history of myself. For me, coming up in uh, uh, district number 12, again, my mom, that's all she did. She was a businesswoman. She said, right in Gunnersville in Chicken Factory. And my late father, what he used to do, he drive for people, a driver. So, and I seen her every day waking up, Fede, going to the market and sending father out to school. So what are some of the things we can do for them? When you look at some of them, their whole business over there, their principal, it's not even more than 10,000. But guess
Mhm.
what, folks, they sell from it, they send our kids to school, they pay their renters. We want to make sure we create a mini loan where we can help them, that we can help them, at least they can empower themselves. And not only we'll do that, we'll make sure we invite some business partners who have the expertise. Because doing a business is challenging when you want to know what to sell. You can get someone with millions of dollars, as long as that person does not have the knowledge on what to sell or how to enter into that business. Come on, man, almost 2-3 months, the whole business will collapse. We want to make sure we create an avenue wherein people will come and kind of give them some workshop and awareness, how to start business, how to manage your principal, your profits, and all the good stuff. And don't forget, security is very huge.
Mhm.
Up in digital number 12, you can be me witness. People will pass over so now 10 o'clock, 12 midnight, and you be free. But you can't blame folks over that, because why? the economic system is very, very, very poor in our country, especially district number 12. And how can we kind of bridge, kind of engage that bridge wherein we all can go in that same direction? We want to make sure we help our security systems with district number 12. It's not anything you will just depend on national government. The girl is saying that says your own house, if you cannot fix it, other people cannot come and help you. So you start the process and people can come in and help you. So these are just many of some of the things that is on our platform. And I just want to touch on a little bit about our health system too. Right now, our team is one of the first team right now. We're in negotiation, carrying on 2 ambulances that will be entering right before the voter registration starts. Like I said to you in my initial presentation, we've already supplied medical support to clinics and local hospitals in there, because you know why? Once a man is healthy, that person have the most strength to go out there, and do something and hit the family. So our health systems, when you look at district number 12, is very bad. People get sick in chicken factory. You have to take them all the way, JJY. Some of the things we just want to create where at least we can have that flow of and just live in a better society.
Thank you so much. So I have somebody following here, Mr. Jeremiah Chia. He asked this question here, and he's saying, "What's your take on dual citizenship, Mr. Fallah? And what are you doing? What are you going to do differently as it relates to lowering the salaries of lawmakers?"
Oh, thank you very much, my brother, for that important question. That's a great question, especially I will start with the first. Dual citizenship, we all understand once a Liberian is all a Liberian, and we are very much grateful to the dual citizenship, the all conference committee in the diaspora over there, headed by the Honorable Emmanuel Weti. So the dual citizenship, I think we, as all Liberians, including yourself, we have to make that decision, right? And that's what happened when we voted point it will pass. But now that's a law that also have some other ingredients that as we go gradually into the future, we can always add to it. This law has some restriction. And for me, I personally, I see it necessary for now, because our generation will come after, based on how we understand it, we can always make changes to it. So dual citizenship, I think I support it, because why? You got folks over here who are Liberians, they were born in that country, they had investment, they want to carry back to our country, my brother. We have seen surrounding country among us. You know what I mean? That thinking, that notion of they come and take our job, that notion of when they come over, I think it's about time that we rethink and we look at the bigger picture, which is Liberia. Liberia first and Liberia last. So I support the process, but of course, indeed, the restriction.
I don't somebody. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I totally agree with you, a lawmaker. We are coming into this to serve the people. You get a lawmaker who benefiting, and you look at the low man, my Musa and Pape Omen over there on the side where they cannot afford. I think we have to see reason on how we can revisit it and make it more understandable. Not only we just enrich our lawmakers. Don't get me wrong, they deserve it. They are working for the people, but at least we want to make sure we do it in a way that we cut down it. And I will be one of I will champion that cause. I've already been doing it. I've been talking with folks over there. I've talked with my team. When we given an opportunity to represent our people, these are some of the things on our platform. We'll champion, we'll talk about it, and make sure once we cut it, not only we'll cut our salary, but some of the funds will go back to our community. At least our district can benefit from it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, I see my wife asking here. She said, "What form of innovations do you plan on introducing to the Liberian system?"
Oh, thank you very much for later. That's a great one. Some of the things I want to bring over to the Liberian system, I think, especially in my own district, I will start with district number 12, is some of the things, the notion of our, our youth, especially our young lady. Some of them, they have that, they have that charisma. They want to actually stand in the front line to do something. When you look at over in the diaspora, you see right now women are taking the lead. So we want to make sure we catch some of the narrative, understand, and bring them to the table. Our sisters there. And I will tell you somebody, I was joking somebody, I said, Philip, as soon I know we'll win, guess what? I will come on your platform, my chief of staff.
Yeah.
5 people in my office will all be female. And my folks was like, oh, now you no, it's not only because we just want to say the things. But we're living on the way. I will win, right? Let's opportunity for them to read. So we as the men, so what? We have to prep them. We have to give them that financial appeal and be a supporting partner and assistance for them. So, First Lady is on my mind. There are some of the things I want to get back and implement assistance in digital number 12 and Liberia as large.
Okay, that's good. And I see another person here asking, what are your thoughts on LGBTQ?
Oh yeah, man, that's LGBTQ. We all knows the importance of it. Everybody has their right, to relationship, their right to worship. But I personally, and I will tell you, I'm from a Christian background. I believe in my faith. In as much, I'm not supporting it. On the contrary, I cannot speak to say I'm against it. Everybody has their way, but I personally, I would think, I have not practiced that, so I cannot speak whatever it. I believe what he created a man and a woman, so that's it, and nothing cannot change it. But in so much, these are people that they are my friends. Like when I work, I got most of them. They are my friends. We interact in my boss, so that I respect them. I respect them in society. Whatever opportunity they need, if we can assist them to, we will bring them to the table and assist them. But me personally, and I think these are things we cannot champion and we cannot encourage within our society. But of course, they are our friends, and we support their decision.
So when you are elected as a lawmaker and such bill is on the floor, what would be your position?
Take it back to my people and we'll discuss it. And once my people agree, we'll pass it. But right now, we can't. But I think but to be honest, Philly, seriously, everybody has their rights. So these are things when it reach to that time, we'll look at it very, very critically, and discuss it. But I believe such thing, there's a need for us to put heat to end stop because it's not necessary at all.
Well, you can say like that because it depends how many people looking at this ball and who see it from which direction.
Right.
Because, like now you said it right from the beginning that we have equal rights. We can choose our path in terms of our sexuality.
Yes.
But when it comes to Liberia, on the principles that have been laid out all through, or we believe that we were built on the Christian principles, and we do not tolerate those things. But the war have evolved. The war have evolved to the point where in our communities, we have some of these people live with us, so we cannot discriminate. Because I remember when the question was asked to the standard bearer of the Unity Party, the ANC, and they asked him, what's your position on this? He said, I'm conflicted by this. Yes, because this is something that have troubled me for years. He wasn't saying he is part of it, but he served in the corporate world, he served in an institution where people are involved with it, and he can't do nothing about it. He have to live with them. He got to embrace them. He have to accept them. We have to move on. So nothing I can do about it, but for me, that's their way of life. But the reason I'm saying it because I know Leroy Achi Pompom, he was one of the champions of that in Liberia as well.
I remember too.
And he pushed that for some time. And when it comes to the community that we are discussing, they are almost equivalent to the Jewish community. They have the money. They could see a lawmaker in there who they feels that he can push their agenda and support him. Bill of such must just surface on the floor. And it's going to be a serious thing because if 5G can pass a bill and 10G coming with it kind of thing, we should start thinking about it too. Lawmakers should start thinking about it.
That's a great point to bring up, Philly. And you're right. Because most of the folks there, like you said, they're our friends. And you won't believe it. Some of our family members because we're in society, they're in schools over there. So we just want to say, support what they want to do. We cannot speak whatever. Hey, you are right. We mentioned it because the world changes. 10, 15 years ago is different from right now. And guess what? Another 5, 15 years from now, things will be changing. And that's why we're living in a new society in the 21st century. So yeah, I agree with you. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So another one that a lot of people don't let you hear. The other day I have a whole show on this issue about how they can call it. Well, I won't call it nickname, female genital mutilation. I had a whole show about this. And we from the traditional backgrounds and our parents, our great-great-parents, it has been this practice over the years, and we can't change it. We have our tradition that is so unique to us. And now the United Nations, when the report came out, they saw how it was not even a little, harmful to our younger girls, and they refer to it as bush school. And they're saying they should try to abolish that. They should put stop to it to encourage our younger girls to go in the original school to learn educationally instead of going to the bush school. So you wanting to become a lawmaker, and you'll be serving in the first branch of government. You people makes the law. So on that side of the female genital mutilation, what would be your position?
You're right. And everyone, I just read an article. Matter of fact, I even did a little presentation about it to some couple of, I think, a year or close to a year ago. But I will tell you, as for one, I believe in culture. I believe in our tradition. And I will stand firm with that. And I will tell you, no matter what, you got folks over here, our international partners that wants to come back to help our country and our society. Granted, we encourage them to come. But I will tell you, even over here, you won't believe it. Even if they do another side, song and wait, but even over here, people, the worst thing, what they do have a culture too. You know what I mean? So for me, I believe in it. So the way forward in handling such an issue is kind of to educate our folks over there, folks who don't want to take that direction right now, feel like, you know what I mean, they just want to go to a school instead of doing it, but to just come out abruptly and just something somebody have been doing almost 50, our forefathers and ancestors did it, and just unless we embrace changes. Don't get me wrong, Philip. We all want to embrace changes because that's why I always say we're living in a modern society, and we will craft it in a way that we talk to our people. And you know, the education aspect is very important. You come on over here right now, when you talk to them and you educate them, guess what? When they understand it, they will tell you tomorrow, oh, my son, or that you yourself, let my daughter go to school. But if the education is not there and the resources is not there, then how can you come up with the things? So my thing is the way forward will do the education and also will provide the opportunity. If you say when young girls cannot go into the places, then at least all schools will be around. Different activities that will be able to kind of escape that one versus just going over and just cutting it off. But I support it. We want to see our country changing. We want to see new things happening, new mass. Our young ladies, like I always champion them, they are very important. We want to see them going through the pathway that some of them today, tomorrow, they can be business women, they can be lawyers, and kind of achieve their goal. So that's what we'll do. We'll make sure we emphasize on education and provide opportunity.
Thank you. And Claire, in your platforms, you said two major issues you stress on. You talk about the education system and the health system, and you are clear in your explanation. And I see one of my brother who's following here, Mr. Jeremiah Chia, he asked this question. He said, Aspirant Fallah, will you vote to reduce the tenure of the presidency from 6 years to 4 years if such legislation is ever put forward?
Oh, that's a question where when I answer this, even we're coming today, tomorrow, I will answer it with clarity and distinction, with more confidence. I will tell you that's a yes for me. And I've seen it over in the great United States of America, other part. I mean, a president can do more in 4 years because they're just giving it 6 years. I think that's something we have to support. And if I'm being elected, and I will tell you, my brother, a couple of years from now, we will make sure we champion that to reduce the tendency of the presidency to 4 years versus 6 years. I agree. I will do that.
Okay, so people following us want to know, Mr. Jan Voluda want to know, which political party are you running on?
Mr. Jan, I know we're coming. Let me find your question against me. But know that the power coming. But yeah, I'm experienced, and I believe, like yourself, we all have the right to support any political party or an individual. Like myself, I'm setting myself right now on the platform. Guess what, Fede, over here, you got people following us. People might make that decision now, right now, maybe another couple of months to say, oh yeah, and he leave 1 or 2 emphasis, so I think we can follow you. But for now, it is and I will tell you for this interview, and I know it's all recorded.
Yes.
I've been supporting this party, especially the president, George Weah, but I haven't decided on running on any ticket right now. I'm going to this race as independent. My main concern is district number 12. I just want to see district number 12 getting better. And I will tell you, any decision will take 2-3 months from now. It will be in consultation with people like you and people that live in that district. We all will come to the power and see what's the way forward. So right now, to be sure of you, in as much as support this presidency of George Weah, but I'm running independent. And anything that will go contrary to district number 12, be it the ruling party, be it opposition, will be there, will speak what is right, and will be very transparent in the process.
All right, so that's good. So now it is clear that Mr. Thomas Ojukwu Fallah will be going as an independent candidate. So maybe in later date he will announce that, But as it stands, he's so currently you are an active member of the Coalition for Democratic Change, if I may ask that way.
We supporting the president, John.
Oh, so you support the president PAPD?
Yes, exactly. Although it got some flick in there, but we'll make it better. That's
all right.
Trying to go in your house.
All right. So Mr. Fallah already making it clear that he support the president agenda. So he's now 100%, but whatever way he will discuss that later on. So, so when you talk about it, it carried my mind back to my dear friend and brother, Mr. Ibrahim Daros Delon. The first time he started, he said, independent will be better for me. And the question was, why? He said, because you can take vote for everywhere.
I think that's a good one to send it on me. I think that was good.
He said, because when you say you run a Pacific party, the other people who fell with that party, they will not get you for. I say, okay, that's fair. So our sister following us here, the people in the nursing field, they have different views about FGM. And she provided a little education why FGM is bad for us. She said FGM is wrong and can be fatal. It can cause severe bleeding and problems urinating, and little clots, infection, as well as complications in childbirth and increased rates of newborn death. So that's the healthy. The people in the healthy, they know about FGM. But like you stated, traditionally, we feel because we've been doing it since hair was a pup. So it is good for us. Like the other time, sometimes when I'm doing my motivational hour on Tuesday, I always talk about tradition, because I believe the only way we will go forward and to have new creativities is to put down some of the tradition that we believe that make no sense. Like somebody one time walked to me and did this. And I said, man, what do you mean by that? He said, I don't know, but say I was born, I saw people doing that. Yeah, like if you don't know it, then don't do it, because you have to know what you're doing. He said, but my man, everywhere people do it, even when the football people do it. I said, but then what this mean? You put your hand to your head, you put it to your chest, you put it both sides. What that mean? He said, I don't know, but I saw everybody doing it, so I believe I need to do it. I said, okay, that's right. But our sister Fasia, I want to say thank you for this little piece of education here. I believe it's very, 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 very helpful, because I listened to Manzo the other time. I talk about that here, but the reason why I never continue talking about it, after I talk about it, first time I received some calls from some of my old man or from like back home. They say, oh, we enjoying your show. We can watch it sometime after the show, but your mom going to BB places now. I say, So because of the same tradition, I decided to put it down, because that's a whole story I was following. And I said unfolds, but because the way the people were like, oh, you gotta take your muffin on that other one. You get your show good, but I other play, put your muffin on there. I said, okay, I'll put it down for now. But since our sister Fasia Hilton here, she have said this. Okay, Mr. Savannah Spilly also here. You see Mr. Spilly also here. Oh God.
No,
Mr. Spilly, no.
No, but that's
go ahead.
But that just a few seconds and our sister, right. Initially, you saw some things is the education. Yes, it is very important, right? And what you just did, I just recorded it as something. I mean, I will live by a couple of months from now and kind of see how I can craft it, and we'll find a team to just educate our people, because
yes,
it doesn't matter things you do 50 years, it can't change now. We all want to embrace change. At that time, the society, used to see our parents over there, they give bread to folks over there, just tearing the area under the plum tree, banana tree. So a lot of things were happening, but right now, things changes. So we have to put out the education over there and put the understands that now it's very dangerous and it's not healthy. And from there, we can move forward. But I mean, that's a great thing, Chilea. Thank you. And my brother, I know that's something.
Yes, if I pity firing so hard, so I can't highlight a comment like that. So she coming back, she said tradition is good, but we need to stir away from this specific tradition. I have seen firsthand the cons of FGM. Thank you so much for that, Fasia. We really appreciate that piece of education. But going back to district number 12 again, district number 12. Places that I know. I used to go spend time to Ghana with my grandparents used to live there. And looking at, we used to be in Ghannasville,
Okay.
Bannersville, Chikisu Factory, all the area then, Kesselly Boulevard, MTM, Mangrove Swamp,
you know,
all
the
the places, Johnsonville, and all the places ready need representation.
definitely, my
George
brother.
Bian Suman, I think if my memory serves me right, he from the ruling coalition for democratic change. I don't know if you're independent. Is he from the ruling coalition?
Independent.
Okay, independent. So I think he won with a huge number as well. Looking at your strength and looking at the 17 district that you just named, where do you have your main base that you can close your eye tomorrow and say, I will put up this amount of votes for in this place? Where is your base?
I mean, I would tell you to be very frank.
Mhm.
Right now, when I just based on a particular era, but I would tell you a Chikizu Factory exactly, and I would tell you first thing
Mhm.
after election, you can get me on that for sure. That day when announcing it, we're gonna win. Not only will win with higher match in Chikizu Factory, we'll win because our people believe in Chikizu Factory that it's about time that at least that community, give a representative in as much as the largest community. However, not tying down to only because it's the most populated community. Also, we are in connection with different parts, like you mentioned, the Cassidy Boulevard, one of the largest community over there. Even supermarket.
Mhm.
Places around Steventon. Last time, Steventon has a great celebration over there, and I was invited among many aspirants to go and I spoke to the youth. They have, they're having an engagement. The last time they have their celebration a year in Paris. So we are been interacting in every part. But as a aspirants, as a team, you always want to get your base, your stronghold. And I will tell you right now, it's Chickens the Factory and around that Cassidy Boulevard.
So that's your main base, Chikisu Factory, and around the Kesselly Boulevard. That's a good one. It's good to have a base because I can rest assure you, if you get up tonight and say the election is tomorrow, you can be sure that you can pull this amount of people from this specific area. So
Correct.
let's go back to if you are successful, because we know we are optimistic that yes, the people might just look your direction. They might see a young man at you with all the energy, the passion, leaving your children back, or maybe taking your family along with you to say, well, it's time that we serve our community. We came up from here and pay our dues here. So your first 100 days in the House of Parliament, what specifically are you going to put on the floor in your first 100 days?
Thank you very much. My first 100 days, and I always say and I emphasize on it,
Mhm.
things is to unify our people because district number 12 right now, they ain't no representative. The district is a banner going straight. So we want to make sure we unify our people. Not only we'll do that, we'll make sure at least we create some job opportunity for our people. Matter of fact, right now, way before election said we're already doing the framework. So make sure we create jobs so at least every part of that district, the 17 community can have something, some business company or something or the other that they can benefit from there. And we'll make sure we strengthen. Some of the things we want to do, we want to bring the DCC, which is the district council, we'll bring them together because guess what? These are very, very high committee that have the power and the authorities to kind of check out their representative. So let's say, for example, Honorable Thomas Fallah, I won, I'm over in there, I'm not, providing to expectation, they can always call upon me and kind of question me, and kind of tell me some of the things. But right now, these are some of the things. It's not they have it over there as law, but it's not implemented. So I'll make sure for transparency, I'll awaken the council and make sure and give them that authority wherein no matter who you are, representative, you have to be accountable to the people. And also we'll make sure our youth, show you the recreation center, we have the framework, we have the everything the architectural work. We will make sure we create at least a recreation center over there wherein our disadvantaged youth and folks that need some help will bring them into the system and we'll bring folks over there that have the expertise that will talk to them. Not only will talk to them, but will provide opportunity for them. Some of them that want to go to trade school, some of them that want to go back to school, will provide to them. So my whole first 100 day is not about playing. We're going to get working. We'll bring our district back. We'll make sure we implement a good education system, and we'll make sure also at least some of our clinics over there, we'll make sure we provide some necessary medical supply to them. And we'll talk to folks over there, like in district number 12. I got more friends that live over there. Some of them, they are nurses, they are doctors, they want to go back. We'll kind of talk to them, at least they can go back, to run services to our people. So we'll be working, Philip.
All right, so I see Mr. Sebastian Daba here following, or Ezekiel Daba, and he asking this question. He said, Mr. Fallah, will you vote to reduce the term of lawmakers, representatives from 6 years to 2 years, and senator from 9 years to 6 years?
Good question. So we talk about the president, right? So I think, when you're making an amendment to law, sometimes you have to be very critical. You have to make sure you do things, like similar things that happen with the dual citizenship, right?
Mhm.
So you see, we pass it, right now we go from one stage to another stage, and guess what? In the future, maybe we'll be talking about, people doing all the country voting. So my main first concern is to kind of champion, with the president, tend to reduce it for the lawmaker. While some of the things will scratch on it, their, their salary and some of the allowance and some of the incentive they are getting, and make sure that at least kind of reduce it and make sure put some of that budget into it. Would I support it? Of course I will support it, but we'll make sure we'll do it from stage to stage, gradual process.
So you would support the reduction in lawmakers turning from 6 to 2 years?
We'll do it in future. But not right now. We'll do the first phase, the president, and reduce their salary, reduce their allowance, and see how it works, how will people benefit, how people see it, then go back. But when there's a need and our people see the necessary for us to do it, the way of the people, the purpose of the people is the way of the people, and we'll go by it in as much our people will benefit from it. I will tell you, for anything I'm going for to work in the House of Parliament is all about my people. I'm going to listen to them as long it will meet the interest and the consensus of every citizens or every resident within District Number 12, and it will succeed. Even if Thomas Ojukwu Fallah would not benefit from it, I'm not going in my own interest. I'm going in their interest. And every decision we make over there, it will be the voice of the people.
That's good, the voice of the people. So Mr. Jeremiah Chi also here, he asked this question. He said, Mr. Fallah, you are running as an independent, but support the president agenda. So is his agenda on security suitable for how you see it for our country? Because he said everyone should buy a CC camera to fight crimes by themselves.
Absolutely, it's not suitable. So when we speak of supporting somebody agenda, like someone will say, "Oh, I support Honorable Fallah or Mr. Fallah agenda," right? But things you already support me, and based on how I perform, eventually you would kind of try to change some of your decisions. So from the initial stage, when he was elected, of course I supported, but presently right now, looking at the security system in our country, no, we're not going to support that, because the low man over there who cannot afford to get a CCTV camera. So what are you going to say? Has that person security matters concern them? So to tell you some of the things on the administration platform, who have code, they have been doing great, and we are following the process. We're not going to say, or like I said, everything is not well in our country. We all know, but some of the things will speak the reality and see how we can work on it. But I can tell you, this president seen it, and he will make a turn back. And some of the things he promised the Liberian people, I believe in his leadership, and I believe he will make some changes, and we'll see in a very short time from now, things will get improved and things will get better in our country.
All right. So specifically going to the House of Representatives, and we all know it's the first branch of government. If I can say, I would say this to people, that should be the most powerful branch of government, because they makes the law. And now over the years, we have seen that the most powerful branch of our Liberian government system is the executives, because they enforces the law. So how is it you go into the House of Representatives? What is it that you're going to do to make that branch more stronger, that will withstand some of the tensions that come from the executives, to ask the president some of the basic questions and not making the president to become imperial president?
Some of the things we'll do, we'll make sure we stand, and we'll make sure we stand and preach, especially some of the law that govern the House of Legislatures, in making sure that not only the executive will overrule. The rules is there. So let's say, for example, and we've been seeing it, we saw what happened the last time when the RG reported to the Senate and some other folks. So anything that will bring the attention of the lawmaker, especially when it comes to any government officials that go contrary to the systems, and if the executive try to kind of, the government is said, with a system, nobody cannot overlap. One department or one branch of government has its own social responsibility. So when we see that kind of overlapping, and me as an individual will stand on it, will lobby with our colleagues, no matter what, who's the president will be, we'll make sure we speak about it, because we are there for the people. We are not there, like I said, for me, I'm going to this house, I'm not going on a partisan basis. I'm going to represent my people who elect me over there, right? So we'll make sure we read our constitution, we'll study the law and what is right, and that's what we're going to preach. If you'll be that one voice that will be there, even if they deny you or whatever, but guess what? History will remember you. And I will tell you, some folks in our house, I ain't going to call me over there, but I'm very, very proud of them, no matter how they approach things, no matter the interaction, but they're standing for the justice. And folks will not see it today, but history will remember them. So these are some of the things we want to do. And I will quote from the former president of this great United States of America that says, do not always ask what your country will do for you, but what can you do for your country? So we want to make that different. Unquote. So some of us, when we go into that house, we're going to make sure we speak what's matter to the people, and make sure we'll be in the interest of the people. Now, you can't be, you have lawmakers to get some salary. And I just spoke about it, and our colleagues will call and say, well, we can dialogue and making sure that our salary, increase our salary, increase our allowance, our incentive. And you see your village over there is not developed, or your district. We want to make sure we charge every lawmaker with a responsibility on your county development fund. Any money, with the exception of your pay, what belongs to you, that is not, it's not for you, intended to serve the people, for your people to benefit from it. You make sure you give us accountability. Not only accountability, we'll craft a law wherein we'll have a committee that will go after you and actually see it. You see folks over there go on agriculture break. We've been filing, we've been reading, coming us down in the land, we've been filing most of them. They are not implementing the actual function of that. Most of the money is just going in a pocket. And we'll say enough is enough. Liberia is just a small country. Our people have to benefit from it. These are taxpayer money. These are individual money. So these are some of the things we're championing in our cause.
These are some of the things we're going to champion in our cause. So what do you make of lawmakers taking 40,000 cars yearly? What do you make of that? Are you going to ride your Toyota Corolla or your Papi Solo, or are you going to take 40,000 cars out as well?
What belongs to me?
What belongs to you, you will take it, because that's a just earned benefit.
That's the car I'm going to do. I'm not going to go over there because I'm going there and say, no, I think right now, 40,000 car is not better. I think we'll have to increase it to 60,000, 70,000 car. No. In as much.
The 40,000 car is across the board, you'll take a 40,000 car.
I'll take that 40,000, that'll be very rational, and ride whatever car I want to ride, and also take the benefit from it and give it to my people, because that's our money. I have to take it. But I'll make sure, end of the day, when I take it, nobody's going to force me to ride whatsoever car I want to ride. As long as I get a car that can take me full to work and serve my people, and whatever funds I relate, I'll make sure I turn it over, and just to help my people. Because that's, for me, I came from a humanitarian background. I just want to be a helping hand. And
somebody calling you. We're talking about the cars and the money. Now the people coming.
What are the interesting part of 1 year?
The interesting part, because they let the whole lawmakers to what do we say? Because directly alone now they hold it as to anything over 5,000, I will give it back. And now for some time, they put in him in a press conference giving back.
Yeah, but I feel like we will do that. No, we have some mechanism in place that we've been doing. We'll do that. Trust me, brother. We'll do it.
So what are you going to do? You're going to take 5,000 and below, or you're going to take anything over 5,000 as well?
I know I'll take some money right now. That figure cannot come up, but trust me, brother. You can record this. I will tell you, we'll take some of that money and we'll give it back to develop our district.
So anything over 5,000, you're going to give it back for district development?
I will. Yes.
And you're going to make it popular?
And I will make it public. Not only I'll make it public, we'll have a special committee or a special account set for that. And not only will put that money, but I'll make it public. And it will not be like coming from me. It will come directly. As my pay go there, it will just transfer to that particular account. And that money will be accounted for. We'll have a committee. We'll have someone that will chair it. And whatever project we want to take within the district, folks that you're going to see it. You're going to see the implementation of it. Of course, we will.
That's good. Well, you already talked about your education policy, but Mr. Jeremiah Chia wanted to expand more on your education policy. So he asking you, he say, what's in your manifesto for education, even at the tertiary level?
Taking my back, Jeremiah, I think I spoke about it initially, but you're right. Let me just emphasize on it. Like I said, for me, I'm a champion of that, and I know the importance of it. You know what I mean? We are living in a society wherein we want to make sure we educate our folks, because 10, 15, 20 years from now, folks that will be making decisions for us is our youth, and we'll make sure we empower them. How can we set that foundation, that basis for them? So, and as for me, in my mind, I see education on a very big perspective, right? So you'll see folks over there who do not want to go to a traditional schools. So we want to make sure we do a trade school. Go over in Ghana. You know, you see folks just in high schools. Before getting out of high school, some of them they have at least that technical know-how. You know, I mean, they go to drafting school, architectural, and learn some skills. So I'll be more concerned in engaging our youth and educating them, bringing some vocational schools where they can learn some trades that at least they can benefit from while thinking about going to college. And we'll make things affordable. What we're going to do is we're going to have a committee that will be set that will make sure to total, because you and myself, when we're coming here, right, you will see in a school, right, in a class, student A and student B. It's not like student B is not catching up, but your learning pace is might be different from mine. So when I neglect them, so we'll have special community each of the schools that will kind of, total our folks over there after school program and happening over here. So a lot of our kids, they drop out of schools because while they are catching up. And I will tell you, Philip, it's not because they are not there. People that learning pace is just kind of slow. And when they catch it, they grab it. You will sit in class, a teacher will do some presentation. I will catch you. It will take you maybe 2-3 hours, and folks will come back and kind of tutor you. So make sure we strengthen it. We have a tutorial committee in every schools, most of our government schools and our private schools over there in District Number 12, who there will be no charge for your charge. Our administration, our leadership will make sure we do everything possible to support that process. But at least our kids after schools, they can go somewhere and work on our homework and assignments and do some stuff. And not only that, lastly, we'll make sure we strengthen our teachers too. And I believe somebody that will just go stay in the classroom to teach you. These are our part of education's platform we want to put into everything. These are some of the ingredients. We want to make sure our teachers have some teacher workshops, seminar. You have some teachers who will come over and just do some presentation. It's not that they're not doing it good, but the method, the way they are presenting it, it takes the student a little bit of time to just grab it. So at least once in a while, we'll have a great workshop, and guess what? We'll bring folks from all of the district, part of the country, if possible, to just come and just have some workshop with them and just tell them, as a teacher, what are some of the things you got to do when you're teaching your students. Watch for some of the, the fixtures and how to give questions and tests, how to prepare folks for national exam. So these are some of the things we want to champion. And I'm very, very, very much sure that I've understand this, and that's why I went to schools. I understand the importance of education, and I know District Number 12, they deserve a better education, and we will do it, and we will do it.
And somebody following us will be concerned about all of these good plans that you wanted to carry on in District Number 12, but how are you going to get the finances to carry on all of these plans? Because currently, those districts, it seems like different communities, but those communities are all joined, and the population there is almost like 46,000 according to the last census. So how are you going to do it financially?
And you're right, because that number right now is kind of close to double. So the same thing we spoke about, we want to make sure we partner up, and that's what we've been doing. We've been doing the groundwork in negotiating with folks over here in the diaspora, different part of the world, to go in District Number 12 and just create some of the opportunities in our schools and kind of companies and businesses, and some of the things again where we will support whatever we say. Again, we'll make sure some of the money that will be given to our district, the district funds, everything will be implemented for the particular project or the particular activities. So these are some of the things we'll do. We'll partner with folks over there to help us. We'll make sure we love it. We'll make sure we visit investor. We have the expertise. We can do it. We've been doing it. I've been doing it for my foundation, and I can do it for District Number 12. I've seen it. I got folks over here just on phone, just call it, and just talk to them. They just want to go over there and just see, once they see it and actually they know that's the reality, they can invest in our community.
Yes, because there's this saying that good money is always a fruit of bad environment. And normally, before people go to invest, they carry on an assessment and see if this place is enabling to do business.
Correct.
So, looking at what Mr. Jeremiah Chia asks from the president, the chief executive officer himself, the commander in chief of the armed forces of Liberia, telling Liberians to have CC camera placed to their very homes. So who the investor, whoever person will want to take their good money and take it in an environment where they have to have their own CC camera. There are mysterious deaths all around the place and there's no proper accounts. So how do you convince people, tell them that Liberia is better, come and invest in this district to help the less fortunate? What would you say to them?
Look, my brother, we're all right, but sometimes most of the things it's not actually happening. Yeah, just in Liberia, just a month ago, Liberia, in as much as things is happening over there. But I will tell you, it's safe. So some of the way we're convinced that is we'll take them there. And not only we'll take them there, we'll make sure they are safe.
Liberia is ready to say if you can walk from Ben Stop supermarket to cannabis supermarket with your phone in your hand.
During that stage where they will provide security for them. And they will like it. They will see it. Free to move. You can move. You can go to town. You can make your way in Ghanansville. You can go to Oro. So, seeing is believing. Not only most of the things on the internet. People talk show. People talks about it. Some of the things they are fight, but some of them it's just about slowing down the development of our country. So, we just want to make sure we paint Liberia outside there in a better way. What we can convince investors to come over there to invest in Liberia.
All right, so that's it. No more question on that. So those of you following, if you have question on that, you can also ask question on the security system. And somebody also, because it has to do with the security system, somebody also asking about our disadvantaged youth that we consider or we call the Zogos. What are your specific plans for the Zogos? Because they are increasing on by the daily basis. Astronomically, they have increased. When we were back home 10 or 9 years ago, they were just on Broad Street, loading cars, but now they are in every homes. What are your plans for this Zogo? Like today, I saw a guy who gave a testimony. I know across the bridge or whatever, and you want to use a restroom, and those guys jump on him and beat him severely. Took his bag that he had 1,000 plus. He went to buy a machine for his tire or something. What are your plans for Zogos?
Look, rehabilitation centers is one of the key things we will do. Initially, I spoke about it. I said most of the disadvantaged youth, and believe it or not, they are our family. These are people who close to us, our friends, and so we cannot see them. Some of them, believe me, it's not because of that doing. It's because of the challenges in our country, because of peer pressures and a lot of things. So we think we want to create that avenue wherein, like I said, we'll have a center. They will come in. We'll bring people who is kind of talk to them and provide the necessary resources that they need and speak to them and give them the education. You will say, oh, I did it in my foundation for a few folks. I took them, bring them back, send them to a rehabilitation center out of the district, and some of them they were there. But in the day, once they get healed, they come back. You have to provide the opportunity for them if they want to do business, if they want to go back to school. But you can just mold that person. When that person come back, you cannot empower them and strengthen them. Guess what, Philip? Believe.
All right, that's Mr. Thomas Fallah. He's gonna join us shortly. He just got kicked out. I'm sure something just went on with his phone, but that's a critical question that when it comes to the Zogos, because we know those guys have increased over the years, and he making very great point on rehabilitation center. But the question is, after you have rehabilitated them and they get back into society, because integration is better, but now the person come back in the society and have nothing to do. What do you think going to happen? Because we all know the adult mind is a devil workshop. So we look to Mr. Thomas Chukufala to come back and join this conversation. And we know that question about Zogo is very important. I want to say thanks to my brother, Mr. Yan Volule. I want to say to my dear sister, Titi Banks, following us, Celine Valentino. Thank you for joining. The Logan's our princess. Thank you, my dear brother Ezekiel Doba. Thank you, Mr. Henry Poshina, thank you for following us as well. Mr. Jeremiah Cheer, Mr. Jan Volule. Thanks to all of you guys who have joined us here today. We truly, truly appreciate you guys for joining the conversation here today. So, Mr. Thomas Ochukufala will be right back here. You know, we are on the Logan's Hour. Today conversation is Mr. Thomas Ochukufala. And don't forget, we have our man will be joining us on next Thursday on the 12th, Mr. Henry Petro Costa. Henry Petro Costa will be joining us on the 12th. Then early April, we'll be having the Prophet Key here as well. We'll be talking about critical national issues. We're not going to discuss anything on the contrary. We're talking about Liberia. You know, as we go to the Liberia national election comes November, we will have all the political actors. They will be making their appearances. We have been reaching out to them. And I'm supposed to have Mr. Akara Gray as well to talk about the district number 8, but he says that he tried to adjust his schedule. And when that schedule is adjusted, he will make his appearance here as well. And let's talk about the issues unfolding in Liberia and deal with the current situation in each of the districts. Mr. Akara Gray is the current lawmaker of district number 8, where Mr. Alvin T. Penner is running to unseat him. So he will come on here to give his perspectives as to what he thinks the district needs. And when I spoke to him on the phone, I told him we have one of our sons from the Indiana here, Mr. Alvin Penner, in that district. He said, I don't think anybody can beat me in the district except Akara's Mose Gray walk away from the district and choose not to run anymore. But other than that, I don't think anybody can beat me in the district. So I look forward to having him here. And if possible, if Mr. Alvin Penner would love to join the conversation when Mr. Akara Gray is here, I will ask Mr. Gray if Mr. Alvin Penner can join the conversation so we can make it more interactive. So the both candidates can tell all what new they will be carrying to district number 8. And if we have them here, we have maybe 4 studio panelists. We have Mr. Savannah Spilly, we have Mr. Jeremiah Cheer, Mr. Jan Volule, if possible, some other people from the community who can ask those critical questions too. So when Mr. Gray joins us, we have a lot of studio panelists here. And don't forget, Mr. Costa will be coming soon. Then early April, we'll be having the Perfect Key will come on here too. He will be giving his perspective about Liberia election and what he thinks is better for Liberia this time. If CPP, no PP, or the ruling party, we will hear from them as they unfold. So we have Mr. Thomas Ochukufala. He's here. He just joined us. We're about to bring him on screen. But don't forget, you are on the All right, Mr. Fallah, you are talking about the Zogo issue again. We are sorry you got kicked off.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I think
go ahead.
Yeah, technical thing. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll make sure we have some center and kind of may help them so that way we can reintroduce them to society, and we'll give them the opportunity. But yeah, we have a lot of plans for them. And you were right when you said back then the numbers were very small, but when you look at it after a couple of years, the numbers is increasing. And these are things, it's national issue. We cannot just sit and just look at it. We have to kind of innovate right now and see how we can put all the mechanisms in place and making sure that at least some of our disadvantaged youth, we can bring them back in society. And some of the things our team is very good at, we've been doing it, affording them opportunities, scholarships. And I was just telling you how a couple of them coming to our office, opposite stepping to our STF, providing somebody want to do business, they want to go to school, providing it, because if that man can wake up in the morning and go sales and be able at least to get his daily bread, trust me, they won't be able to go over on the street and cause problems for us. So yes, we have a rehabilitation center for them, but not only we will mold their minds, but after then we'll provide the opportunity and empower them. So at least once they come back, they will be valuable and it will contribute to society. So of course, it's an issue, and we are looking into it, and we will ask folks over there with expertise in whatever way they can help us in the process. Like I said, I would think it's very open to suggestion, to recommendation on how best we all can work and add to what we have, and making sure at least we can have a safe place to live in district number 12.
District number 12, at least we can have a safe place to live. So let's talk about your office if you are elected, because we know normally political patronage is always the issue in Liberia when it comes to our people. So how are you going to structure your office? Are you going to put people in your office based upon their support to you during the time of needs while you are campaigning now? Who all supported you? That's the people you're going to as your office staffers, or are you going to look for qualified and competent people who can do the job?
Definitely. Even right now with my local team over there, you have folks from the other camp who just seen like they didn't see things were better over there, and they felt like the measures was not what they wanted to hear, and they came back. We embraced them. So when we be elected, we have people who is qualified for the job, in as much as we will prioritize folks that have been with us, folks that have been fighting our great soldiers. We'll give them an opportunity, but we'll make sure that everybody in that district will succeed. If you have the qualification and you can do the job, no matter you support our movement, no matter you support us, we'll bring you back, and in as much as you can do the job and serve your people, will do it. The only things that I can assure you will do, will make sure we give our women, especially, the opportunity to serve, because we want to make sure we empower them, because some of them, the advantages with the male we have, it's kind of limited. Don't get me wrong, it depends, but and I will tell you, when you look at the percentage is low versus men. So for me, I'm a great advocate for my female. I want to see them, be in higher places in government, be in the private sectors, in their own businesses. So our administration will make sure we prioritize women with the more opportunity to serve. But everyone that qualify will have the share opportunity to serve.
That's fair. So if you're following us here on the Logan's Hour, we will be opening the line in 10 minutes. And you have the opportunity to call Mr. Thomas Chukufala. He's just here for an hour, and we have exhausted the hour. So at least in the last 10 minutes, the line will be open for you to place your calls. So the number to call will be 401-359-5072. So before we go to the phone line, let me ask this question that my dear brother and friend, Mr. Yan Volule, asks here. Mr. Volule said, our prison system is deplorable. No rehabilitation and reintegration programs. Our brothers and sisters will go to prison for a crime and come out even worse. What will you do for such a thing that create problems for our country?
Okay, our brother, yeah, we thank you. Like you've been asking some important questions. Again, like I said, in as much we do want to support the crime system in our country, but we want to be very much, we live in a society where at least our prison system over there, you're right, and our one person, I understand it. That some of the things folks been calling us, and matter of fact, when I went over there, I visited a couple of them, and I seen it. So we'll make sure we champion the cause where at least we can create some of the environment where at least when you create a crime and you are serving, as much as you are serving your term, but we'll make sure we are we get people being safe over there, because your life matter. You be safe over there and serve your term, but your term you're supposed to serve. It depends with the justice system. If you just serve 10, 15, we're not preach towards that, but what we can do, the environment, we champion the cause to make sure at least when you're over there, you can have some of the facility, you can get running water, you can be, when you come out, you can be in good health. And once you learn from that, and I believe you will rethink and do better and be part of society, because folks are going in jail for most of our people that go in prison, believe it or not, some of them, they have been going there because of male identity or something on the way. So now because they are in prison company, which is just a banner and just make that play horrible and not more considered for them. So we'll make sure we champion it. They will have plays that at least when they serve me after that term, come back and not come out to be very poor in health. No, we won't do that. And these are some of the things on our platform, and we'll go there, we'll champion the cause, and we'll revisit that, and we'll visit all our various prison company in the country, and we'll kind of strengthen it and make sure make it more accessible for our folks.
So it means you will be faced with lots of lawmaking, because trust me, those committees. So now it has to now boil down to which committee, preferably look at your expertise, will you love to serve on?
Oh, you're right. I would be, like you said, I'll be part of everything. But like if I were given an opportunity, I would tell you based on my expertise, I would like, because me, I let money in it. Because the money with the war, the whole talking about operation stuff, when we get the finance, to make sure we can implement it. So the finance committee will be my first priorities. I want to serve on that committee. I want to see how the money has been spent. I want to make sure how some of the money, not only it has been given the purpose, the so-called purpose, it be implemented for the right thing. So our people, the Liberian people, our residents in our different districts can benefit from it. So the finance committee will be a great one, but other than that, I'm waiting to serve my people. So whatever way or whatever committee that will be affordable at that time, I will serve that purpose.
Okay, so let's take some comments coming up here. We have this person, Samba CFC, following us from the YouTube. He said, Liberian children are graduating from school with nothing to do after. We here are paying for our family tuition and no job after war. And another comment here from the former financial secretary, says Isabella. She said here, hope you are a talk and do aspirant, because we have a representative that said the same thing when he was running, but it's totally the opposite when it comes to promises made during the campaign. Then let's see. I got somebody calling right now. Let me answer him and let him know that. Hello, my dear brother. You gotta lower your volume in the background.
Yes,
All right. Go ahead. Make a contribution.
yes. My name is Nya Bolula, and
Mhm.
I'm a resident of this city, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
Well, I want to say thanks to the studio guest, Mr. Fallah. I say kudos to you, man. Great deliberation tonight. You know, you articulated the issue very well, and I wish you the best. And we are here. You know, if you need any of our support, we are here.
Thank
You know, it's good to see a young man, coming up that have a great vision for our country. I just want to say thank you, Mr. Fallah. Great job. Keep up the good work. And how you call him? Uh, One of the things that you said, and you answered the question, but it was very unclear to a lot of people. I don't want for people to come up and run with it against you.
Mm-hmm.
Issue of the lesbian and the gay issue. Such a questions, Liberians, you look at Liberians, we're not looking at who you are. We look at Liberian, what you can bring on the table to change the life of our people. You know, for me, I'm not looking at whether you gay or lesbian. I'm looking at your potential, what you can do to change the life of our people. So what are the capabilities you have?
Correct.
These things, if you look at it and just forget about what people do with their personal life and stuff, I think we'll be in a better place. The whole world is changing. What
Correct.
was normal yesterday is abnormal today.
Correct.
So even the costume you're wearing today, tomorrow, if you wear that same costume, people will look at you differently. That's how the world is changing. Their technology changes, the world is changing, and the people mindset are changing as well. So
Definitely.
we Africans, I understand our cultures are different, but let us not chastise people of who they want to become in society. As long that person is doing the right thing of our society, that's fine. You can do whatever with yourself. That's great. You know, those things, and then we need to change our mindset to those things. And as an aspirant that want to lead the people, I think you got to, be neutral on those things and look at the ability of people, what they can bring to the table to help change the mindset of people. That's my contribution. But great deliberation tonight, man.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. I'm feeling proud as a young man tonight, listening to you.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Thank
I appreciate the question. And I
Thank
take
you so much, Mr. Jan Volule. So that's the voice of the tough-talking Jan Volule, the Liberian representative to ULA, Liberian Association of Indiana. So we were taking a few comments from people following us because I know you'll soon be giving your parting. I know you're going to come back again to this, not just the last day, because we
Definitely.
still got more to go from now to October. And we have Mr. Jeremiah Chie here. He said, smart guy. Thank you, Mr. Chie. We have Mr. My Annie Gibson following us. She said hello to you, my greater Hempson son. Okay, that's good. Thank you, my Annie. And we have who this person here. We have Mr. Prince Bono. The ambassador is watching from Dubai. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you.
And we have here Mr. Savannah Spilly. He said, yes, he is from our district. And he is a skip. I know what I mean. That's how they can call you?
I know what it is. So.
All right. Yeah. So my sister Fatime here, she said, some of us need will rest today. Welcome, Fallah. Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you so much. And Mr. Avi Logan say here, 4 years isn't enough for any African president due to lack of resources.
Thank you, brother.
Anyway, that's what he said. So we have, so all of you following us here, we see Mr. Michael Kerry following us here. He said he's following us from Indiana. So, Mr. Kerry, thank you so much for following from Indiana.
That's my city, man. I love everybody in Indiana. I always play the golfer. I was there in a short time for now.
That would be great. We look forward to seeing you. So, all of you follow us here. I want to say thank you so much. I see Tispacia Hilton, Bernice Alpha, Ase Goffin, TT Banks, and the rest of people following us here that never commented, but we can also see you following. We want to say thank you too for joining the show. And all of you who following us secretly too as well, want to say thank you for joining the show. Those are following us on our page, we want to say thank you. Those are following us on our private page as well, we want to say thank you. Those are following us on YouTube, we want to say thank you. You know, you're everywhere, so everybody cannot appear on one screen. So somebody, when you're watching on the ordinary page, you see a few number of people. When you're watching on YouTube, you only see the people on YouTube. When you're watching on the other page, you only see the other people. But everybody else, we say we are grateful to you all. We really appreciate you all for being here today. Mr. Thomas Ochukwu, he's a young man going to represent the people of district number 12. We're wishing all the best. And today he just came to tell Liberian people in general. Some of you live in the diaspora, have your family members in those districts. You can call them and let them know that here. Listen, we have a young man. His name is Mr. Thomas Ochukwu. Look his direction. Try to listen to him. And he's going to call town hall meeting to have you give your input as to the way you want to see your district go. So we want to say thanks to all of you who follow us here tonight. We want to say now we'll be going to the end of it. We're going to ask Mr. Thomas Ochukwu to give us his parting. And we will call it quits. So we'll be right back and we'll come back. Mr. Thomas Ochukwu going to give us his parting. All right, Mr. Thomas Ochukwu, my dear brother, just give us your parting.
Thank you very much, my dear friend and brother, Philip. It was a pleasure being over here today. And I want to say thank you to you and your entire team. And we look forward to coming back to the show. And I just want to say special thanks to the many people that were viewing the show tonight. You know, folks that asked questions, your participation. I just want to say thank you very much. Again, the name is Honorable Thomas Ochukwu. I'm a very young man, and I'm just counting on you for your support. And like I said, I'm in a learning curve, and I want to say thanks to my friend and brother who his recommendation is well taken. You know, we want to see our country change, right? So we have lived some of our life. We are learning from our mistakes. We are not the perfect person, but as life goes by, we read things, and now we want to give back to our country. So I want to say again, we are open to any recommendation. You can go to our Facebook page, Thomas Ochukwu. You can call us. Anything during our campaign or during our movement, we will encourage you to participate in this process. We're going to show you, if you give us that opportunity, we'll be proud to you. We'll make sure we change some of the narrative in our country, Liberia. Because again, if Liberia will succeed, if folks like you and myself can make it better, and one Liberia, and that's why I'm counting on you. And guys, I just want to say thank you. Those that were just contributing to the YouTube, the online screen, I want to say I appreciate you. Thanks for taking your time. And we look forward to coming on this platform Again, I just want to encourage you as we enter the voter registration, who starts March 20. It runs from March 20 to April 9. Please, some all over here, call your family and friends, encourage them. Guess what? I know how it takes. People, people has been frustrated. They don't want to even go back to register. But guess what? Let them understand that in Article 1 of our Constitution, it gives us the right to vote people and to always take them from that. So if you sit right now, you don't want to register, come October 10, you might have a second thought, right? You will see as one person that you want to vote for. It will be late. So our team is calling on every citizens of the Republic of Liberia. Please go and register to vote. Just get your card. In as much you're not supporting nobody right now, but leave the matter, just go and register and get your card, and you can always make that decision. That's your right. That's your franchise. Nobody cannot take it from you. Please go and do it. Again, it was a wonderful show, and I'm very excited to be on the show, Philip. I want to say thank you to you. Thank you for your leadership in Indiana. Thank you for everything, and I will look forward to coming back on this platform to showcase and also speak more about our platform. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, my dear brother Thomas Ochukwu. We look forward to having you again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my dear brother. So that was the voice of Mr. Thomas Ochukwu, representative Aspirant District number 12. And as you listen to him, he makes some brilliant and salient point here. And those of you who stay undecided and looking for who to lead District number 12, Mr. Thomas Ochukwu, he made the case here. He told you there are several reasons why I think I will be the best person to lead that district. And as I stated here, those of you who were following the program, the Montserrado, he said he have up to 17 districts currently. In 2017, Montserrado had just 8 communities. I mean, say 17 districts, 17 communities. In 2017, Montserrado had like 8 communities. It had the Bonneville, the Gaganaville, Chikisu Factory, Stephen Tauber, Riverview, Kesseley Boulevard, Mangrove Island, GGY, Snow Hill, Johnsonville community. So all these places here, part of Bonneville. Some of you here know where Bonneville is located, where Ghana is located. You have your family members there. If you feel what Mr. Thomas Ochukwu explained here makes sense and his platforms resonates with you, call your parents, call your family people back home and let them know that here we have this young man, Mr. Thomas Ochukwu. He was very clear in his deliberation, and we look forward to granting him the opportunity to lead the people of district number 12. And we want to say to all of you who join us here today, we want to say thank you for joining this show. And on the 12th, please don't miss it. On the 12th, we will have Mr. Heron Petro Costa. He will be here on the 12th of the 16th and the 12th. On the 16th, Mr. Heron Petro Costa going to be in studio here. On the 16th, March 16th, on Thursday, next Thursday, Mr. Heron Petro Costa going to be in studio. He's going to talk more about political issues, but he's going to talk specifically about his life. He's going to encourage young person who out there who don't know about him much. So it'll be a perfect opportunity to know about a man called Heron Petro Costa as well. Some of you have seen him, heard him, but his soft side, nobody know that as well. So he will talk about all the soft side, the rough side. And in April, we will have the Prophet Key. Prophet Key will appear here. He will be talking about critical national issues. He'll be talking about political issues, things that are happening in Liberia as well. Then, as I stated previously, we in conversation with Mr. Montserrado Gray. So when he adjusts his schedule properly, Mr. Montserrado Gray will be here too. We will be talking more about issues confronting the motherland, and specifically we'll be talking about issue of district number 8, where our dear brother and friend Mr. Alvin Penner is currently running his Jiwa Wone campaign, and he's making some great impacts. And Mr. Gray will tell us why he feels that he would just knock his boost, the way we soccer player can call it. I'll just say I won't play today. The only way I will win. So that's why he said nobody can win him in that district except today he said, okay, since we're going to election, I'm not running this next election. That's how people can win in that district. Other than that, he will become lawmaker because his work has resonated with the people, and the people have seen some of the good things he have been doing. And so his work will speak for him. So I said, well, will be a perfect opportunity for people to hear that. The Liberian people who live in the portion of Indiana and other places to hear that as well, because we have a representative aspirant who coming from our town. So I would love to appear if possible. Uh, you can bring all of the questions and tell your people to come and ask all the questions, and data set will be convinced. So we look forward to having you here as well. So I want to say to you all, thank you for joining us. It was a pleasing pleasure having you here. And don't forget, we have so many things coming up on Sunday. The Liberian Association of Indiana will be having our emergency meeting. And the emergency meeting specifically will be about the inaugural budget, the last inaugural programs that were held in the Liberian community of Indiana. And this inaugural budget will be presented to the General Assembly. I think you heard about the budget here. The budget what we've been talking about all through. The budget will be resubmitted again to the General Assembly, and this time around, the budget will come with everything, all the ingredients, everything that we need to be added to this budget here. So it will be a good thing, Mr. Folule.
Yeah, when people come like this,
You are live, oh.
yeah, post show. Mr. Logan.
Oh,
the post show discussion, my man.
Okay, you know what? We will do that
with Henry Costa.
With Henry Costa. We will do that with Henry Costa and Prophet Key, because Prophet Key will be here in early April. So that will be good. That will be good.
Add the post show to the term, man.
Yeah, that will be good. At least then we can scrutinize everything the person said here, and from everybody's own personal opinion, they can grade that person as well. That's a nice one. Thank you for that. I forgot about that. Sorry. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Mr. Folule. So that's a tough talking, Mr. Yan Folule. I told you, they shooting in here. Not one person, everybody involved. Even y'all are following the show here. Y'all can be commenting. Y'all can comment. Everybody's gonna be participating in it here. So my sister, looking at our princess, she said she won't go and run for Grand Cape Mount County and Grandpa. So just choose one, two, don't take two. You're looking at two counties. So any county you running in my house, support you. Don't go Riverset because my brother G from uncle from Riverset. So if you go Riverset, I will not support you because I will support my uncle G from Smith. So yeah. So want to say to all of you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for following. And we want to, what is that about? I saw something I want to. Oh, don't forget our brother Mario. Yeah, I knew I want to talk about this coming up. The movie premiere will be up soon, April 8th. Purchase a ticket, please. Purchase a ticket. The ticket's so cheap that what I was saying the other day. I even had a dream about this, and my dream came right that the ticket's so cheap. $25 for regular, $35 for VIP. Even if you purchase a ticket and give it to somebody, the person will appreciate. Please purchase one ticket. Just one ticket. You're not going to purchase plenty. Just one ticket. Please. Please. That your own Liberian brother in here. They ain't movie. If you encourage them by purchasing ticket or by just attending the premiere, when they see how much dollars they're going to generate, they will be encouraged to make more movie. Let me movie. Let's see some of our brother and sister inside. Let's talk about this kind of thing in our community, please. So there's a message from the King Arthur. So to purchase a ticket, the link is right there. You can just click on the link, or if you know any of you guys' number, you can call them, and you can also purchase a ticket, please. It will be easy to purchase a ticket. Yep. So who again? All right, so we have been here for a little while. We have to leave. We gotta catch up. Yes, TT, yes, the man will be coming. The key will be coming, but he will not be putting anybody in Zialetule. Words that are meant to be used here. We will get him all our rules and regulations as he goes on other shows. He follow people rules and regulations. So the prophet will be talking strictly about issues, Mama Liberia. So no. Trust me, the man. No, nobody will cost me now to because he not costing nobody. He talking about issues about Liberia. The conversation will be elevated now. You know, we want lead the community small and go outside now. So that's why we're bringing people who involved with Liberian politics into the conversation now. Because I think we have all the time just make the show to be only Indiana the show is for. But the other state the show is for our community to disseminate information. But since it has to do with Liberia, Let's talk about issues because we're about to go to election. So the people will be coming to give their perspective on the Liberian election. So that would be good. No, he will not call any name. He will not call saying nobody. He will not put nobody in Siale to lay here. Nobody will be in Omen Juguju. He will stick to the topic. I don't know if he will answer the question when he comes, Mr. Savannah Spilly. If you're following the program and you ask the question in the comment section, yes, I will highlight the question. I will ask him the question. I say, hey, Perfect Key, there was this and so time when you made a show and insulted one of the president of the Liberian community. So you care to tell us who were those behind this thing you did because you do not live in the Liberian community. And if you want to share with us, he will share with us. But one thing I can say to you, I follow him. I asked him the same question. You remember I said it the other time. So every time this thing came out in the Liberian community, I called Perfect Key. If the president can serve me right, Mr. Rufus Tati, I was sitting with Mr. Rufus Tati. I called Perfect Key. Perfect Key answered the phone. And I had a conversation with him. And I asked him, I said, Perfect Key? He said, yes. I said, my man, you did something in our community today. And which, of course, it never went well our community. How our whole community shaking. And he said, oh, which community? I said, Indiana. He said, oh, the Indiana president. I said, but you don't even know that man from nowhere. And you insulted him. You insulted his mom as well. He said, oh, but if you want me to go back and do the reverse, come good. According to him, I'm saying it publicly because that's why we and myself, we had a conversation. So when we're having the conversation, I was speaking fast. So he asked me a question. He said, hey, my man, the way you talking plenty, like you recording me, eh? I said, yes. He said, oh, but trust me, I already recorded you too. And that was it. We started laughing on the phone. And he said, let me be honest with you. I can't expose my source. But what I can do, they call me promote, demote. So I can also demote the people there who felt I was promoting them. That's what he told me. So he's a promote, demote. So whatever way, that's it. What Mr. Logan saying here? Why not use words on Logan out when it's meant to be used? Yeah, we know, but the kind of words you can use, we don't want the kind of words to be used yet. Yeah. We want the kind of words to be used here because the man on the word nobody can put points here later. When the man launched one time, they make you one time the mentor about our former president, yeah, the whole time was shaking. Everybody, oh, that you, not me, that you, not me, not me, that you. So we want to hear before people say, oh, the Logan hour was used to call names, to call people any kind of name. So the Logan hour will be used here to talk about political issues. Professor Key will be talking about his candidate, he'll be talking about the issues confronting Liberia, he'll be talking about the opposition, no position, the political parties, how it's important that they come together to have this all conglomeration or whatever thing he said. So we will have him here to do that as well. So what my sister's saying here, Tutu Makate, looking at our princess, what are you saying here? We're asking to name everyone that stole our community, money and rent. Tutu, I swear, you know, Professor, the man said he can't expose his source or his sources. So trust me, he will not do it. At pressing hard, Mr. Rufus 30 second, remember, Mr. Rufus 30, you're not pressing it again. I was saying it because I never said this on the program. While I was even recording Prophet Key, I recorded Prophet Key on Rufus 30 phone. I said, Mr. 30, bring your phone. Mr. 30, bring your phone. You were right there while talking Prophet Key, we were recording him. Prophet Key said you were smart. He said, my man, you talking too fast. He like recording me. I said, I recording you. He said, Papa, say I recording you. I won't laugh at you too. And I will bust out laughing. So the man said they call him promote demote. So and Mr. Tati and myself, we sat down there, we talk about it. He said, well, it is what it is. I'm a leader. I have thick skin, but I just wanted to dismiss some of the lies the people took to Perfect Key. That's what matters most. But even the person he calls my mom or whoever, they know I'm into politics. They know people vent their angers and things when it comes to these kind of issues. So yes, I understand his leadership skills at the time. Yeah, he was mature enough to handle it from that perspective. But He just wanted to demystify some of the lies that Rufus Tati stole the community money and he did this, he did that. He said that was the part he wanted to make clear. Yeah. So we also set up a time that I saying it because I did that whole setting up. I set out time with Prophet Key again that I wanted Rufus Tati to appear on the Prophet Key show to make that clarity. But later on, Mr. Tati was advised that it would not be a better thing to do. Yeah, you know the community already. The Prophet Key show the way some Liberians and have stigmatized it. So it would not be a better place to appear to make the clarity. So that's how we just scratch it up. So, but if we still want to know the doers behind whatever was said to Prophet Keith, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. But I think for the sake of the community, for the length of time we have covered since that incident occurred, we just decided to just let it slide and let bygone be bygone. Those people who did it, they know themselves. It happened to Julia Ascara. Jesus never knew he sold Jesus, but at the end of the day, his own conscience made him to go and kill himself. So let's just let them be. But as times go by, the truth will, they say truth crushed to the ground shall rise again. So they will keep doing it. They will carry it to the wrong person, and they will be exposed one fine day. So I want to say thank you for joining us again. Thanks for joining Logan's Hour. To everyone who joined Logan's Hour tonight, we truly appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday. And on Thursday we're going to have Mr. Costa, and on Tuesday, hopefully we will do our motivational hour, or we're going to have somebody in here. But wait and see. If possible, and Mr. Gray adjusts his schedule, if possible, you see Mr. Akara Gray here on Tuesday. But if not, Tuesday going to be just the motivational hour. Oh, Tuesday can be motivational hour. I'm sorry. Tuesday going to be the financial, the inaugural committee report. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to start doing Tuesday flyer tonight. I'm going to do Tuesday flyer tonight. And all of those who want to be part of that financial committee report that will be presented to the community on Sunday, please make sure to send your text message. Say, can you include me in that conversation? Because we are not going to bring anybody who is not on the flyer that will be posted. So we're going to be dealing with only people that will be on the flyer. So the inaugural committee report discussions will be on Tuesday. So if you want to be part of the discussion, send your text to me. Say, hey, can you include me on that flyer? Because it's going to be really hot because this is the final report and we're going there to discuss it. And we're going to know what happened, what didn't happen. So we will really come up here on Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be so fiery because I know some people will disagree, some people will agree, but however the situation is going to be, Tuesday we're going to be here to discuss the issue. So all of you, Tuesday going to be the inaugural board report. Send in your name right now. The flyer will be up by tomorrow to tell you who are those that will be participating in this inaugural board report. We are not going to allow anybody whose name is not on that flyer to participate. You can send me any text. It says send me the link the day of the show. You're not going to be part of the show. So Tuesday going to be the inaugural report. If you're from the government, you want to represent your government, you got to send your name. We're going to put you on the flyer. If you're from outside the government, you want to be part of the composition, you got to send your name. We'll put you on the flyer to be part of Tuesday show. So with that being said, we want to say thank you for joining Logan's Hour. Thank you for being on here tonight. We look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday. Thank you. Good night and have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.